Good morning, good morning. We are in our tarot study of the Justice card, original Rider-Waite, Golden Art Nouveau, Tarot, the Wild Unknown, the Wildwood Tarot, Tarot of the Divine, Tarot of the Abyss, Lightseer's Tarot. Uh-oh, this is the Tarot of the Divine. This is the Tarot of the Divine. What was that other one? Oh, Wandering Star Tarot. Yeah. Lightseer's Tarot. I don't know which other one I called Tarot of the Divine, but that's that. Okay, and then this is the Good Tarot, and this is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Again, anytime you guys have any questions about any of these cards, let me know. And then this is today's card is the Star Tarot. Look at all of that. I love the symmetry in this card. I mean, this is like as symmetrical as I can get with still being so intricate, and there's so much in there, but it's so symmetrical. It's very cool. Okay, and then today's book then is the Star Tarot guidebook, because this guidebook is so big. I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I want to make sure it doesn't go mess anything up. All right, so Star Tarot. This is what the inside looks like. Lots of words. Okay. Justice and balance, inner balance. Justice stands holding her scales in balance, weighing situations and making fair decisions. The scales are part of her actual being. Her two-edged sword of discernment and intuition are lined up with 7 chakras, keeping her decision-making in balance and ready for action. The sword represents the clear, creative mind directly applying and bringing realistic answers and solutions to the table. The sword also represents strength and power that come from justice holding her inner balance. Justice represents keeping your inner balance centered as you live your life in the chaos of the world. Justice encourages you to look deep inside yourself and identifying any contradictions throwing you off kilter. Balancing your intuitive self and spiritual values with the conscious mind and moral values brings inner strength and clarity to make just decisions. Justice number is 11. The number of vision, new consciousness, balance, heightened awareness, intuition, and insight. Justice works all matters of earthly law, cosmic law, karmic law. Justice integrates and balances these laws within her when decisions need to be made. With the justice key, you begin to take responsibility for your choices and actions, weighing and measuring your next move. You realize that the steps you take will not only impact you, but also others. Justice helps you to live your life in balance, without inner tension of opposition. When unsettling situations in life arise, they can leave you hanging with no solution or with indecision. Your clarity and direction become foggy, signaling a time to still yourself, to go within and listen. The mind and heart will duel as long as you feed the fire. Let the sword of discernment and balance pierce the pool of subconscious and inner wisdom. Meditate and let the poles of opposites come to rest. A solution will arise. It may not be what you wanted or expected, but it feels right in your body and heart and mind. Then you have an answer. Justice represents the laws of nature, moral law, legal law, and the laws of the universe. She reminds you that there is divine justice. Her purpose is to be fair and impartial, while seeking truth and the answers to a decision. She encourages you to weigh matters carefully before making important choices that will affect you and others. She stands strong with intention, always taking the righteous path. When justice arrives, she brings a choice or decision that needs to be made. Justice whispers, don't be impetus. Step back, connect with your spiritual and moral values, quiet your emotions, use discernment in your inner wisdom. Choose what you know is right, rather than what you want to be right. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to have to highlight that. Choose what you know is right rather than what you want to be right. Do and be the best you can. Be a vessel for the divine light to shine through with the understanding of cosmic justice rather than ego justice. Justice brings forth legal matters, financial contracts. Review everything with scrutiny. Get all the facts. Cross your T's and dot your I's. Justice brings the gifts of fairness, harmony, truth, honesty, reason, and balance. A decision will be made. All of that kind of reminds me of like also that quote saying, when you know better, do better. So we can kind of remind ourselves of that as well. To not like, so in our past, we may have been made decisions that were questionable, but now we know better, so we do better. So don't harp on the past, just do better in the present and the future. And know, and also be open to new thoughts and ideas going forward, so that way you can continue growing, continue learning, continue healing, continuing doing better. Amen. I don't know what all that was about. Okay. Next, symbolism in the justice image. I wish I could just like, if I had like a little stand here, I could just hold this. It can hold it while I read it. Okay. So just hope for me that I keep it steady for you. I hope you can see that okay too. I know it's not super close to you, but you know, my arm will fall off if I... Okay, there. All right. Justice has iridescent peacock wings, symbolizing integrity and renewal. The feathers symbolize reincarnation and karma. The eye and the tail feathers represents the discerning, watchful eye. Justice wears a deep blue dress representing faith in herself and her connection with the divine energy. Her scarlet cape symbolizes her courage and passion. The sun rising in the back is the light of inner illumination and development of inner justice. The crescent moon represents the ever cycling choices in her life. In life, behind justice, the tree of life grows and flowers with promise of truth. Her crown is connected to the tree of life, allowing her to tap into the divine guidance and truth. Justice balances the scales. One scale symbolizes her heart, the other scale her mind. The balance point of the scales are the third eye, insight and intuition. From this point, the arrow of truth ascends to the crown chakra. Once the scales are balanced, decision is made, and it is now part of the universe. The golden sword is part of justice. It is in line with the 7 chakras and descends into the pool of intuition. It is a two-edged sword, piercing through illusions, as well as representing choices. Can you see it? The emblem over her heart chakra brings compassion that she expresses in her decision-making. The 2 trees carved stone pillars embedded in them. The one on the right represents mercy, masculine. The one on the left, severity, feminine. Justice herself represents compassion, holding the center and balance of the 2 pillars of severity and mercy. The 2 waterfalls flow into the pool of wisdom and reflection. The stones of the right waterfall are black, symbolizing the compassionate heart. The waterfalls mix in the swirling pool, balancing and inspiring a clear response that travels through the sword and into truth. Libra, balance, diplomacy, and unity, is the astrological aspect to justice. Venus, love, beauty, and harmony, is the planet of Libra. Libra's keywords are we are. Amen. Also, so I also wanted to, so there's that again, so up nice and up close. I like how the tree kind of looks like antlers a little bit too, the sun and all that. Okay, so there's that. But I also wanted to, there was some, since I have all of these out from going through them at the beginning, I wanted to show, see, look at the resemblance there. And it feels like, I know justice is normally referred to as a her, even in the mundane world. You have Madam Just, whatever it's called. But this card, to me, just it feels a little bit of the masculine version of this card. But to me, also, it kind of, So whenever we are first diving into our spiritual, like really deep healing, we almost look at our ego side as, this is just a personal theory, that I'm just kind of like thinking out while I'm talking. So who knows where it's going to go. But so when we're first diving into our spirituality and healing and everything and getting to know ourselves in this new way, it's almost like we look at ego as like this bad part of ourselves, right? That like this part of like no ego, all intuition, all spirit, all no human to the side, spirit gets to drive, that kind of thing, right? But then as we really settle into this life and see the magic behind it all and seeing the magic of being here on this planet as a human in this lifetime, and then feeling into, then we're able to, so like when you first start out, it's like your head's like you're up here, like you're like in the clouds kind of thing, and you're connecting with all the upper stuff, right? And you're like, oh, and then like you're at the beginning of your awakening, if you want to call it that. You're just like in this time, right? But then it starts to settle in, and then you start to go, okay, so now I'm seeing what it's supposed to be like being a human in a spiritual world instead of being a spirit in a human world kind of thing. It's like you're integrating it into this life that you're living on this planet in this lifetime as a human, and starting to appreciate being a human again, and then starting to appreciate then what does that mean as far as like the ego coming into play in a healthy way, and then using the two together to balance out your life, get it, the balance, with the scales, and then and to balance your decision making and everything too, your human side, ego side, and your spiritual side, your intuition, your spirit guides, angels, all that stuff, and still holding and honoring that space without being lost in it, coming back down to earth and having the balance of both. So that's my 2 cents. All right. Much love. See you tomorrow.